Hey guys, welcome back to the boat build. Today's not as cool as I was hoping it would be, but I got the canopy up and I'm sitting in the shade, so I'm going to try to get a little bit more work done on the boat. I think today we're going to kind of look at the wiring to see if what it's going to take to run power back to the motor, because I don't like I said in my last video, I want the batteries up front where for better weight distribution. So and the batteries aren't going to go in until I have the floor in the front done, which I might also get into that today. We'll just see if we have the time or the patience for it. Yeah, let's get to it. So we got our wires to run from the batteries back to a fuse block. Normally I would just kind of jimmy rig it, you know, but I wanted to do a little bit better on this than I have before. There's a metal strip running along the side of the boat. We're going to run the wire up along that to the back. I was thinking about running it into the railing, but the railing's really, I think it's too solid for that. I think it's more solid than I realize. So I'm not going to try to do that. Or I was just going to run it up along the rail. I want it to be less exposed. So we're going to, we're going to run it up through that's underneath that side rail with maybe some zip ties or something along those lines, just to keep it up out of the way. I think that'll work just fine. This will be my first time dealing with the fuse block, so we'll see how this goes. I know how to wire them up. I've done it before in other applications, but yeah, we'll figure it out. I was contemplating putting the fuse block just kind of sitting down on the seats, but I don't know if that would be okay. Like, I don't know if I want it right there. That just seems kind of doesn't seem like it's gonna work well. I was thinking sideways here, maybe, you know, sideways right there, but I'd be worried about, you know, water and stuff getting in there. But there's always, let's see, I could put it back here. Actually, you know what, that's probably the best spot for it, to be honest. I think right back there is perfect. Let's try not to tip the boat over, because I would. Yeah, I like that. That'll work. Yeah, so we'll have the wires ran back through here, hooked to there. Yeah, it'll all work out. I like it. Okay, I gotta drill some holes. Not my favorite thing to do in a boat, but it is necessary. Okay, so now we're gonna get it hooked in on that side and then start strapping it back. I was thinking about using the zip ties that have a screw hole on them to screw it in somewhere, but I don't really have any good spots, so we're just gonna zip tie it to the holes along the way. Eventually I'm gonna find some way to cover up these pieces of metal, even if it's just like a little piece of foam or something. Same thing with the top railing. I'm probably going to put some sort of rubber along the top, because this stuff gets hot. The stuff in the sun back there is ridiculously hot, and it's not even that hot outside. It's just because it's just absorbing all the heat. I love how solid the bottom of this boat feels. In my other aluminum boats, they would bow when you'd step here. It does a little bit. It bows a little bit up there, but that's to be expected because of the angles and stuff. But this is solid. I feel really good about this. I think, like I've said in my last video and other videos, I think I will eventually look at putting some, like, maybe some sort of floor here, but I'm not interested in it right now. I just want to get the boat fishing. It's time to catch fish, and I'm not out there catching fish. When it pinches forward on the... I know I should have grabbed my lineman pliers, but you know, I didn't. So I also should have grabbed my nut driver, but I didn't. So just doing with what we got for right now. Actually, I have to turn this down like this now that I think about it, because I think the opening's at the bottom. Yeah, opening's at the bottom, and we can always just adjust. Now the other one. Just be careful here, not be knocking stuff down into the abyss. I know this isn't like the most succinct way to do all this. I know there's easier ways, but for me this is the most cost effective, and that's what I was looking for. I didn't want to spend a ton getting this boat going. Now I've already spent way more than I was planning on. All right. Let's actually go get the cover. Oh, so we can easily do that. Okay. Actually, here we might actually use the zip ties with the screw holes. We're actually probably gonna use them there, because then we can keep it tight to the bench. I just gotta find some small screws. Should actually go find some different zip ties, because it's a big waste to use these and cut the screw holes off. So oops, come on. Okay. Okay, we're gonna find a screw for there. Go grab a couple screws for here. Got some screws, and for the sake of I don't even know what I was trying to say, but nope. I didn't put the right bit in. What's the word I'm thinking of? Similarity? No, it's not similarity. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of it. We're gonna move this one down to here. For the sake of, I don't know. I had a word and I lost it. But to make them all look alike, that's what I'm trying to say. That's the quickest way to it. To make them all look alike, I found screws that looked alike. I'm really hoping that the first day I can get this boat out, I can get a nice video of catching fish on it. Because that's something I'd really like to do, is put some fish in the boat right away. Okay. Alright, so we got that ran. I'm happy about that. We don't really need to reinforce the wires. Well, maybe right here. This one. So a little bit weirder cut than the other one. I don't think I could actually fit the wires through with anything extra on them. On the other cut, but on this one I think I can. There we go. And we'll go through and we'll clip those zip ties. You gotta clip them nice and tight to the thing with no sharp ends protruding, because that's the worst when you're working somewhere and you catch your hand or something on a zip tie. Alright, so working on the floor is one of my least favorite parts about doing anything to a boat, because, as I said in my last video, nothing's square, nothing's level, nothing lines up the way you want it to. So I'm going to throw a floor in the front of this boat, because all it has to do is hold weight. It doesn't have to, and not even that much weight either, because I'm not going to be like dancing around up here, and I'm not that heavy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim a couple boards down, set them in, and then we'll go from there. I also, like I said, I want to cover up the metal parts in the boat that somebody could catch their feet on or could get hurt on. I know we got these metal pieces here that I'm gonna try to bend down the parts that are super, pokey, but yeah, I think it's coming along. And I am gonna try out spraying the bottom with the textured paint and see how it turns out, because I think that'll be really cool. And then as soon as I do that, I'm gonna take the canopy down so it's in the sun and it can dry. And then if that works out, I'm gonna paint the entire inside with it, and probably the outside too. I'm having some horrible time with my cameras lately, so we'll see if we can get through this. Okay, so I'm thinking I want a board here, because I think what we'll do is we will stick the board there. That'll probably be the only thing that's attached, and then the other boards will sit here. Okay, that's nice and solid. Right, oh no, we gotta be careful, because my biggest thing is covering these up, but these actually are gonna help me, so maybe I don't need more wood. Let's check the angle of that. That'll work. Alright, it's really hard not to get super frustrated when things don't go to plan. My GoPro has been acting up like crazy, both of them, so I have no idea at this point what I've captured, what I haven't, because every time I look at the GoPro it's not on. And so we'll see when we get to the end of this whether or not I might need to like re-record some stuff, but in that case I'll just use what I have, because we just roll with the punches. But right now, getting this flooring in is frustrating as all get out, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish it. It'll end up being fine. It'll work, because that's just, it is what it is. Oh, and even this camera is not angled right, even though I just looked at it. I don't know. Anyway, it's hotter than it was supposed to be today, so we're just gonna keep on going. I have to do things different than I wanted to. It's probably going to be solid to the boat. It's probably going to be screwed to the boat, because this area is a little weird because of how it's shaped and everything, and every piece of wood I cut just doesn't fit right, so I end up ending up having to screw it to the runners in the boat, and it's just, I mean, you can see right there, I mean, it's just not ideal for anything square whatsoever. So scrapping my original idea and just throwing wood in it so that we can use it, and eventually if I want to make it better I will, but for now we're just gonna put pieces in it, get it moved, you know, get it going, and go from there. I think that's gonna be great. Okay, so let's hop in here. There we go. All right, get that screw out of here. It's hot, 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 hot. Okay, first thing we gotta do is get some side pieces cut. And I think I have a piece over here that's relatively short. We can see how close we can get to the side. I may round it off a little bit just to make it look better. I don't know. I can't go fishing today, so I've got today to work on it. Yeah, I think if I can round it off, just... Alright, with the GoPros not cooperating, I'm just going to keep moving forward and we'll see what we get. Okay. I'm actually hoping to have this boat out fishing this week. My daughter wants to go catch fish we can keep. And that means kokanee or landlocked coho or something like that. So I can get the boat on the water and tested. There we go. Floor is in. It's not amazing, but it'll work. And that's what I care about at the moment, is that it works. So now I am going to run a piece of kind of some tape on the edges here. Once all is said and done, I'll put that there to kind of protect from the sharp edge of the wood. But yeah, let's get those batteries in here. Oof. The batteries are going to sit up here. The question is, do I put them in a box? Do I even have a box that'll fit up there? Still seem to be having some apparent GoPro issues, so I'm just gonna turn it on and hope for the best. GoPro issues have me pretty grumpy. I'm trying not to be so grumpy, but there, you know, there's gonna be hang-ups in everything you do, you know, and you just work through them. That's all you can do. Some things go flawless, and that's great. And you celebrate those times when they go flawless. And then there's times where it goes bad and your footage gets all messed up. I know that happened to me. The only hunting trip that I've actually gotten something on, my GoPros wouldn't turn on at all. I couldn't get them to work. It's like they just froze up, and so it completely missed filming my buck that I got, and it was really frustrating. But I mean, I was super stoked that I got a buck. So you win and you lose. I forgot to hook this bungee cord down. We don't want our canopy flying off right now. We're all wired in. Next thing to do is to hook up the trolling motor and see if it works. Okay, so I'm just gonna hook the trolling motor up to the ends, like, you know, and then the fuse box is gonna be for smaller electronics like the fish finder. Eventually I'm gonna have a 12 volt outlet, or 12 volt 12 volt outlet in the boat for charging and things like that, like a USB thing. Well, here, let's do this first. Let's just touch it on there first. We got power. Look at that. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay. Oop, turn it off. Okay, so let's grab our pliers. Oop, I did it wrong again. These need to be up at an angle so it can fit in the plastic covering. You know, with all the trouble. Ooh, ow, that hurt. Caught my butt on the edge of a sharp spot. That was fun. Okay, I'll have to find that later. Hey, hey. There we go. Motor's ready. Okay, now I just gotta find the rod holders and see where I'm gonna put those.